Hello viewers, it's Peter Elgar here again with another video, and I'm a very happy bunny. I thought Christmas had come early last week. There was a phone call from an old gentleman and his wife I met while I was out walking on one of my exercises, and he saw me using one of my classic cameras and he said, you like old cameras? I said, yes. I said, people are very kind now. They don't want their old cameras, they let me have them, I give them a good home. So he said, I've got some old cameras you might like to have, we'll bring them round. Well, that was about a year ago. And anyway, they didn't turn up, but then I got a phone call about a week ago, and it was him. He said, are you still interested in old cameras? I said, yes. He said, I've got them here. I said, right, I'll come over and collect them. And there was a load of bags. And in one of them, there was a load of dusty old stuff and an Ensign Selfix, and down at the bottom there's a brown case, and inside it was a Minolta Autocord. But it was absolutely filthy, because it's over 50 years old, I think. But I've never had one of these. But the case has all fallen to bits with age, although I try to clean it all up. But it was a Minolta Autocord twin lens reflex from the early 1960s. Now, I don't know which model this is because they had about 17 models. This one has got an Optica MXS shutter. It hasn't got the Citizen shutter. It's got a Chioco Rockor lens, so they've all got Rockors, but some of them have got Minolta Rockors, and this one's got a Chioco Rockor lens. So it's probably an early one, but it was all covered in dust. I couldn't believe it. And when I opened the hood and I looked through, I couldn't see anything. No wonder, because inside it was absolutely milky filthy. I couldn't see anything. So I took off the 4 screws with my Japanese screwdriver here, there, and there and there, and I lifted this hood off, and inside was the mirror box, like all TLRs, and the actual mirror was filthy dirty, and in the crevices down below, it looked like it'd been to the Sahara Desert. Anyway, I put another strap on it. I found in my drawer. It took me so long getting the strap on, I don't think I'll take it off. But it's all been cleaned, and I put some Neat's foot oil on all the black leatherettes surrounding, and the camera's now very clean. The lenses are now crystal clean, back and front, inside the mirror box all clean, and it all works. What's the difference between the Minolta Autocord and the Rolleiflex, would you say? I think this is not quite so heavy, and the wind on is not quite so sort of strong feeling as the Rolleiflex, but the lens is fantastically sharp. Now to wind it, you go around like that and you come back to this stop here. You fold that down, then you can crank the lever, press the button, there we are, taking a picture. Now this Optica shutter has got some speeds up to 1/400th of a second, and you set them in the little window. This is similar to a Rollie. Let's see, now it's on a 25th now, 10th, 5th. Now it does struggle a bit at 1 second, because it hadn't been used about 60 years. We'll see if we can get it to go on 1 second. Ah, it's going. There we are, because I've used it, you see. You've got to use these old mechanical cameras, otherwise it seizes up. So you change the shutter speed in there. It goes to, there's no 2/50th, there's a 200th and a 400th. So I've used it, and this is the aperture setting, this little lever here. So it goes to 3.5 down to f22. Now, I've taken some at full aperture, 3.5, and they're pin sharp. Now how do you focus a Minolta Autocord? Focus with this lever here. You move that backwards and forwards, and there's the focusing scale here. in meters, this one. There's no feet anyway. I'll pretend I'm from the EU and I can understand meters. That is different from the Rolly where you focus on a knob on the side. It's got an accessory shoe for a little flash, and I've used that as well. Put a little flash in, and the little wire goes into the 3mm coaxial socket here. Synchronization, you've got M and X. Now you've got to be certain the little lever here is set to X for electronic flash. M is for flash bulbs, so don't get confused. For nowadays you use X. This is a delayed action here, and that works. So we'll put it on. We've got it on 200th. Here, wind it round, bring it back to there, to the delayed action. Press the release. Here it goes. All the little cogs are whirring. Here it goes. Stand by. Is it going? Yes, it went. There's not a great deal extra to show. You can lock the release here if you want it on time by lining up two little dots. Then you can lock it for brief time exposures. Now, how do you load a Rolly? This little thing there showing the red triangle means it's empty. Oh, that little control, which I haven't used yet, is to enable you to do double exposures. And there's a depth of field scale here, which I never use because I can guess the depth of field, how much I want. To load it, you have to release the back, pull out the little knob at the top here, and the back falls open. Now, unlike the Rolleiflex, the film goes in the top and it comes over and goes into the bottom there. Now, there's loads of videos on how to load a Minolta Autocord, but I better show you my one. Now, there's a little spring-loaded cog here which runs and presses on the film. There's a little bar there. You pull out this here and turn it to lock it. Then you put your film into the top compartment. This is an old film. It was in one of the cameras the old gent gave me. It's not long since discontinued. It's an E4 process. No good at all. Now, unlike Rolleiflex, there's no second bar on which you put it underneath, because you'll have to line up some dots. Here we are, we put that into there. It's never easy doing it on a video. We've got to turn that and turn this gently and turn the shutter, turn the winder possibly. Here we are. Find the large slot for the backing paper to go in. There we are. Press with your thumb. Hold it tight. Press with the thumb to start it off. Then start winding. Now it hasn't gone in, you see. How people do it in a war zone when they're under fire, I do not know. But they can do it. What about the guy who went to the D-Day landings? He had a contacts and he had a Rolly. Is it taking up? No, it's not taking up. I'm not going to let it beat me. Find that slot again. This is because the film is a practice film, has been used several times, and the backing paper is now a bit worn. Would you believe it? Sorry about this. You have to wind it on till the start mark comes across to a little red dot, which is on this side here. Oh, here you are, it's hidden. You've got to have good eyes to see it. There. Then you close the back gently. Then you wind this round until number 1 appears in the little window. Then you're ready to start your photographing. Yeah, so that hasn't quite loaded properly, but I'll be here all day waiting for it to load. Now, there was no lens hood and lens cap, but I found a series bayonet 1 Rolleiflex or Rolly will fit the Minolta Autocord. So there's a bayonet lens cap, goes on. I took it off, now I've got to put it back on again. There's a little spring, there we are. That's lovely. Line it up, all ready to go. Now it's no use talking about it if I don't show you some results with this. I haven't got any prints at the moment, but I've got some negatives. I haven't done much darkroom work. There's some negatives I did on XP2 400 film, and that is really sharp when you look at them. There's a cross there, full aperture 3.5. There's some figures on our church here, full aperture 3.5. There's a shop down a side street in sunshine with load and load of textures, and that's pin sharp. That was taken about f14 at a 400th, but the others was in dull light at a 200th, and it's pin sharp 3.5. So that's my Minolta Autocord, and I hope you've enjoyed a quick rundown on it. Thanks for viewing.